Alyssa Thomas couldn't go after Caitlin Clark because Clark was on the bench in street clothes. So instead, she turned her attention to Clark's close friend, Lexie Hull. An elbow to the face sent Hull crashing to the floor. While Lexie was still holding her nose, cameras appeared to catch Thomas smiling. Even the home crowd in Phoenix reacted after seeing the replay, with boos echoing around the arena. In this video, we'll break down exactly what happened step by step and show how the Indiana Fever responded before the night was over. The Fever's enforcers answered back, and Alyssa Thomas faced instant karma. What do you think the WNBA should do about Alyssa Thomas? Let us know in the comments below.
Lexie Hull, at least for the time being, will head to the bench.
You got to be ready to rebound right here. You got to box out.
Taylor Timpson has checked in for her first.
Lexie Hull hit the floor clutching her face, with blood already coming from her nose, yet the whistle never came. There was no foul, no stoppage, and no pause in play. Hull remained on the hardwood while the game continued around her as if nothing had happened. So, let's break down exactly how the play unfolded. Hull stepped up to contest Alyssa Thomas's shot near the basket and defended her with both hands straight up. Thomas then brought the ball down before lifting it back up into her shooting motion, and in the process, her elbow came directly into Hull's face. This wasn't a missed box out or two players getting tangled while fighting for position. Hull had no reason to expect that kind of contact because she was simply playing solid, legal defense. That's exactly why so many people found it difficult to dismiss the incident as just another basketball play.
Makes its way to Cunningham, and Hull cashes in on a three. Boston hits a three.
Now watch the replay because this is where things get even more interesting. Frame by frame, Alyssa Thomas's elbow isn't tucked in or kept close to her body. Instead, it's raised and moving directly toward Lexie Hull's head. It doesn't look like a natural basketball motion, and the broadcast camera captured the entire sequence clearly. What made the moment even more controversial was what happened next. While Hull was still on the floor holding her face, Thomas appeared to smile, with cameras seemingly catching her laughing. Many fans argue that's not the reaction to an accidental collision. Despite the replay, officials let play continue with no foul or review, leaving many viewers frustrated by the difference between what the cameras showed and what was called on the court. For many, it also brought back memories of Thomas's controversial June 24 game against Caitlin Clark, where contact to Clark was later upgraded to a flagrant 2 after league review. Two different games, but many fans believe they saw the same pattern once again.
Alyssa Thomas laughs after nearly breaking Lexie Hull's nose.
Caitlin Clark sat out this game, resting on the bench in street clothes, so Alyssa Thomas couldn't go after her directly. Instead, some fans believe the attention shifted to Clark's close friend and teammate, Lexie Hull. Before tip-off, Fever head coach Stephanie White had already criticized the officiating, saying there was a double standard in how her team was being called. After this play, many Indiana supporters felt those concerns had been reinforced. The moment gained even more attention when the Phoenix Mercury showed the replay on the arena's Jumbotron, drawing boos from the home crowd after they saw the contact for themselves. For many fans, that reaction made the play even harder to dismiss. Once play resumed, the Fever made it clear they weren't going to let the moment pass without a response.
Streaking to the basket, and here's what hustle plays are all about. You got three Phoenix players around Caitlin Clark, and yeah, it's physical.
I mean, Caitlin to the ground, and ooh, that's a hand to the neck, and then Alyssa Thomas steps over her. See, that's the kind of stuff that can incite some future trouble.
Down by 10 in the third quarter, Phoenix looked like it was starting to take control of the game. Caitlin Clark was on the bench in street clothes, unable to help, while Indiana searched for answers without its biggest star. It was also the second night of a back-to-back, leaving the Fever dealing with tired legs after travel and heavy minutes without their best player to rely on when the game started slipping away.
Lexie Hull, at least for the time being, will head to the bench.
You got to be ready to rebound right here. You got to box out.
Taylor Timpson has checked in for her first.
Phoenix looked to be in complete control as the lead kept growing with nearly every possession. Then everything changed. The Fever erupted on a 13-0 run that completely shifted the momentum of the third quarter. It started with strong defense, as Indiana forced tough shots and came up with key stops before turning those opportunities into easy transition points. In just a few minutes, what looked like it might become a blowout turned back into a competitive game, and Phoenix never fully regained the comfortable lead it had built.
Boston, Cunningham. Boston hits a three!
That's what you call a boomerang pass. Pass it right back.
Phoenix looked like it was taking complete control, with the lead growing on nearly every possession while Indiana struggled to keep pace. Then the Fever flipped the game on its head with a 13-0 run that completely changed the momentum. It began with lockdown defense, as Indiana forced tough shots and turned key stops into easy transition baskets. In just a few minutes, what looked like a potential blowout became a tight contest, and Phoenix never fully regained the comfortable lead it had built.
Cutting Bonner, lost the handle. Mitchell, right on the money to Cunningham. So a little 6-0 response for Indiana, and that 10-point lead is down to 4 as the Fever are able to pick up the pace in a row.
Winning this game without Caitlin Clark made the victory even more impressive. Phoenix had a healthy, well-rested roster, while Indiana was missing its leading scorer and primary playmaker. Even so, the Fever battled through and found a way to win, showing the depth of their roster. Aaliyah Boston's return after missing the previous game made a huge difference. She finished with 21 points and 9 rebounds while hitting 3 of her 5 three-point attempts, continuing to show the growth in her outside shooting. With Boston back in the lineup, Indiana regained its size, interior scoring, and physical presence, and Phoenix struggled to contain her in the paint throughout the game.
At a huge moment. There have been a couple of these here in the fourth.
Got to keep your composure right here. Got to execute.
Got clock at 10. Harris is in a couple big shots tonight. Harris. 2 more! Couple tough whistles and a couple tougher shots.
That's how you handle adversity.
Every possession in the final minutes carried huge importance. One mistake could have swung the game back in Phoenix's favor, but Indiana stayed composed and executed with confidence. The biggest moment came when Kelsey Mitchell drove to the basket and scored the go-ahead layup with just 10.1 seconds remaining, giving the Fever the lead for good. Sophie Cunningham then calmly knocked down her free throws to seal the win. While the finish was dramatic, the game's biggest battle had been unfolding in the paint all night, where Aaliyah Boston consistently challenged Alyssa Thomas and made life difficult for Phoenix inside.
Teams do, coming off of losses. Indiana Fever played last night against the Sparks and lost that one. Aaliyah out finding Cunningham, who will drive, kick out. They move it over to Leah Boston, a much improved three-point shooter. And here's her combo, Boston and Mitchell. Boston and Alyssa Thomas. How about that matchup? Boston going for the most in WNBA history.
So I should have been rooting for that to go out. Is that what you're saying?
She's getting some time. Right now in the third quarter off the bench. This Boston gets a good look at.
Every possession in the closing minutes felt like it could decide the game. One mistake could have handed the momentum right back to Phoenix, but Indiana never lost its composure. The Fever stayed patient and executed when it mattered most. Then came the biggest shot of the night as Kelsey Mitchell drove to the basket and scored the go-ahead layup with just 10.1 seconds left, giving Indiana the lead for good. Sophie Cunningham calmly hit the free throws to seal the victory, but the game had really been won through Indiana's physical play inside, where Aaliyah Boston battled Alyssa Thomas all night and made life difficult for Phoenix in the paint.
Fever need it. Cunningham gives it to him.
Aaliyah Boston kept it simple but effective. She caught the ball deep in the post, absorbed Alyssa Thomas's physical defense, and finished strong at the rim with strength, balance, and touch. As the game went on, Thomas began picking up fouls trying to slow her down. Then Boston surprised everyone by stepping beyond the three-point line, catching a pass, and confidently knocking down a three. It was a shot Phoenix didn't expect, adding another dimension to a performance that had already dominated the paint.
Knight has talked about her being our linebacker and our communicator defensively. We're more than happy to get her back for several reasons. And then Boston back this way, fronting Thomas on that. Boston lets it fly, and the Fever's back on top.
Both teams for different reasons. You know, Phoenix 6 games under 500 is trying to...
Boston looking for position against Thomas. Boston finds it and finishes it. Shot clock still in play. Feeding Boston right away against Thomas. Leans in, turns the other way. Aaliyah Boston, cool, calm, and collected.
Boston didn't just make the three and jog back on defense. She celebrated in front of Alyssa Thomas, letting her know exactly what had happened. Considering the earlier incident involving Lexie Hull, many fans felt the celebration was understandable after everything that had unfolded. By the final buzzer, Boston had delivered an outstanding performance with 21 points and 9 rebounds while shooting efficiently from three. She also spent much of the night defending Thomas, making a major impact on both ends of the floor against one of the league's top forwards.
Sophie Cunningham with the line. Shooting 2.
Sophie Cunningham also played a key role in closing out the win. After Aaliyah Boston helped set the tone, Cunningham added 9 valuable points and then calmly stepped to the free throw line in the final minute to help seal the game. She never looked rattled, knocking down her free throws before celebrating with her signature pointing gesture. The moment carried extra meaning because Cunningham is a former Mercury player who still spends her off seasons in Phoenix. Even in the Mercury's home arena, many fans cheered for Cunningham, while Alyssa Thomas was met with boos, creating one of the night's most memorable moments.
And I mean, they just came back with a vengeance, an absolute vengeance, and play after play after play late in the game.
With just 10 seconds remaining, the game was still up for grabs. Phoenix and Indiana had traded big plays throughout the fourth quarter, and one final possession would decide the outcome. Kelsey Mitchell had been building toward that moment all night, scoring from the opening tip with timely jumpers and strong finishes at the rim whenever Phoenix gave her an opening. By the fourth quarter, she had already put together a game worthy of carrying her team to victory, but her biggest play was still to come. With 10.1 seconds left, Kelsey Mitchell took control. She attacked the basket with confidence, beat her defender, and finished a clutch layup to give Indiana a lead it would never surrender. There was no hesitation, just a fearless drive when the Fever needed it most. Mitchell finished with 29 points and 8 assists, controlling the offense all night before delivering the game's biggest basket. Lexie Hull also responded in her own way after taking the elbow earlier in the game. She never let the moment affect her, kept competing, and finished with 10 points. Hull got back up, returned to the floor, and fought until the final buzzer, showing the toughness that defined Indiana's victory.
Lets it fly, and then look at this block by Timpson at the rim, sends it back, keeps it in play off the glass.
Copper gets by Mitchell. Oh, Timpson just sent her back at the rim. Pinned it on the backboard.
Mikayla Timpson came up with the defensive play that ended Phoenix's final chance to steal the game. After Kelsey Mitchell's go-ahead layup, Timpson met Phoenix at the rim and cleanly blocked the potential tying shot. It wasn't a superstar making the biggest defensive play, it was a role player stepping up when her team needed her most. Ty Harris also delivered key points in the fourth quarter, while Lexie Hull battled through the pain after taking an elbow earlier in the game. Together, those performances showed the Fever's depth. Even without Caitlin Clark, Indiana had multiple players step up in the biggest moments and prove this team can win as a complete group. Phoenix didn't go down without a fight. Alyssa Thomas and Kahleah Copper each scored 22 points, helping keep the Mercury within striking distance until the final seconds. But every time Phoenix made a push, Indiana had an answer. The Fever took the lead for good with 10.1 seconds left, then sealed the win with a game-saving defensive stop. Caitlin Clark watched from the bench as her teammates proved they could win without their biggest star. Aaliyah Boston controlled the paint, Sophie Cunningham delivered in the closing moments, Kelsey Mitchell hit the game-winning basket, and Lexie Hull battled through adversity after taking a hard hit earlier in the game. Beating a healthy Phoenix team without Clark highlighted Indiana's depth and showed how dangerous the Fever can be when everyone contributes. What do you think about the officiating and the physical play in this game? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more WNBA coverage. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.